Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And how about the racists? They love to be in charge. They love to project their insecurities on the blacks. They feel, why should you become what we are not? You have what we don't have. So they try to control the blacks. Well, a white woman said that whenever she tries to explain white supremacy, how that they are always being racist to the blacks, they get offended, they get defensive to the point of wanting to explode. And why? Because the truth shakes their foundation. They don't like to hear the truth. Let's hear what she has to say and then we'll come back to talk about it.
Man, I tell you what, nothing makes racist white people more pissed off than me, a white person, trying to educate about racism and trying to educate about what white privilege is and all these things. And it's so funny because these same people will argue with me till they are blue in the face about how they're not racist and we don't live in a racist institution and black and brown people have it so easy and racism doesn't exist anymore. But then they will turn around and say the most racist, ignorant, vile shit you've ever heard in your life. The disconnect is amazing. And this is why I make content like this, because it's so important. Because we do live in a racist institution, and we are all raised in racism as white people. This is simply a fact. And the crazy part about it is every one of us knows this. Even the ones who will sit there and fight with me to the death about it and act like it doesn't exist. Y'all know white people are racist. Y'all know about the casual racism, the casual microaggressions that we are raised in, no matter where we live in this United States of America. And this is why I will never stop. I will never stop trying to educate as a white person about racism and how we need to learn. We need to evolve. We need to do better. It's almost as if they feel like admitting to a racist institution or admitting to racists.
Well, this woman who identifies herself as a racism educator says whenever she tries to talk to them, whenever she tries to educate them on white privileges, on the things they enjoy that the blacks do not enjoy, lesser police harassment or even less police harassment, better access to housing, healthcare, and jobs. But instead of trying to listen to her, they deflect, they get offended, they get defensive, and accuse her of hating her own race. So hearing the truth triggers them. They don't want to hear it because they actually know it's true. And let's not be surprised, because whenever someone enjoys or benefits from an unjust system, he wouldn't want that system to be exposed, would he? Why would I want a system that benefits me to be exposed? Exactly. That's what they do. And let's be real, this talk on white privilege opens their eyes to what they call hard work, and how that what they call hard work, that's the whites, what they call hard work, is actually built on stolen privileges, stolen advantages, advantages denied to black people for centuries. So instead of facing the truth, what do? They get angry. They explode because they feel that's a way to shield themselves. That's a way to cover themselves from the reality of what is actually called truth. And when you talk about racism, it's systemic, it's global. When you talk about privilege, you're talking about how resources are distributed, who gets what, who doesn't get what. And there, my friend, you are challenging their dominance. Of course, they want to be in charge. They want to be on top. That's why when you talk about white privilege, it offends them. Because don't touch it. Don't touch that part. They want to be in charge. Now, we might actually ask, why should we care what this white woman says? I know, it's something that's obvious. Well, when a black person calls racism, it's often termed radical, angry, you're playing the face card. But now that one of them admits it, when one of them admits it, that yes, racism is real, white privilege is real, white supremacy is real, it forces them to confront what they would rather deny. Because trust me, those guys know the truth, but they would rather live in denial. But when one of them comes to them, even though that person is going to face backlash, at some point, they get to sit down and really think. Because all this, they know what they are doing, actually. They know what they're doing. So to this white woman doing her job as a racism educator, that's good for her. But we did not actually need a white person to validate the fact that we already know that these guys are always living in denial. Denial of the fact that they know that they are racists. They know. What do you have to say about this story? Comment your thoughts and do not forget to share, like, subscribe, and turn on your notification button. My name is Lynient Akotonou.